I really do understand that there are some organizations that are simply too small to hire in-house such a niche expertise. And in those cases, I think fair enough. It's better that you do some experimentation with the agency than not doing any experimentation at all. I think particularly in the Nordics, it's quite common that you would ask for help of consultants in smaller companies and then hire someone in-house. But it comes with shortcomings, I think. So I would say, you might mention you have lack of budget ownership, you have lack of negotiating power, really. You're not invited into the strategic meetings where you can get the context and start introducing this more strategic part of experimentation. Because as consultant, you're not, always privy to all of the company's, secrets. Yeah, and it's kind of, there are pros and cons, I think, of both cases, because it's also when you're trying to hire in-house, it's very hard to find the talent. The experimentation community is small, as we said. There are a lot of awesome people, but um, they are all taken. They all have jobs. So I remember when the hiring at the very beginning was very, very hard to find, I'm talking 2018, to
Yeah.
find people with experience in experimentation was very hard to do. So
Mhm.
either then you steal one another from the agencies,
Yeah.
which is not very popular then with agencies, but you do what you gotta do, or you train. You basically hire for mindset and you lay all the knowledge on the person that you hire. So I do think there are pros and cons to both. Yeah, when you're in-house, you kind of can talk to any stakeholder that is at the organization. You have this access to all of it. As a consultant, you might be just privy to a very small part of it, let's say a product organization, but you would never be able to do it at the scale, not to mention cross-functional testing forum and all the testers. Forget that. I think that would be very hard to do for someone from outside. On the agency side, it's also easy to perhaps switch tech, so you can be an expert in all the software at the same time. Whereas in-house, you're stuck to the infrastructure that is for that particular. There are pros and cons of both approaches, I'd say.